Attack on Titan Season 4, Episode 11 and 12. Let's watch the episodes.
Some kind of seizure. Hey,
Oh, this is planned. This isn't planned. I knew it.
Gobby, that's enough.
He's dead. He's dead. And all he tried to do was help me.
Way like this.
If we'd stayed in that cell, they would have killed us.
I don't think so. That guard was worried about you.
You think we can trust those devils? We can't even trust Zeke anymore. Or anybody else.
What are you doing here? It's so early in the morning. Where did the two of you even come from?
I don't kill the child. Don't pick it. It's just a child.
We hated our home so much that we decided to.
No, no, no. Don't, Gabby.
We can't go back.
I see. You must be hungry. I live nearby, so follow me and we can get you some breakfast.
That's just the thing that they kind of brainwashed kids there to think that people on the island are just devils and all that.
Steal horses and make a break for it.
What are you talking about?
They're gonna send soldiers after us. We haven't run far enough to be safe. And besides, I'm not about to eat alongside a bunch of...
I'm sorry about her. Thanks. This looks great.
She's just defensive. It's sorry about it. She's just defensive. That's how she has learned how to do things.
Hey, hurry and eat, Mia.
I won't eat with the devils.
It seems congratulations are in order, Premier Zachary. You bested Marley in battle. Our leaders back in Hizuru have nothing but praise for the courage and cunning displayed by the nation.
We've heard rumors that the anti-Marleyan volunteers have been arrested along with Eren Yeager himself. Can you confirm this?
Please, Hanji, don't leave us in the dark. Why did the military suddenly order
Oh, he's still alive. He's still alive.
this company in charge of rebuilding it, remember?
Ask the MPs.
Hanji, Eren Yeager's victory over Marley has given Eldians like us a future. A future where...
I can promise you that everything we do for the sake of the people.
The people are losing hope in you guys. They're losing hope in you because you don't tell them anything else like you used to.
So it was the four of you who leaked these rumors about Eren. 3 recruits, Holga, Vim, and Louise. And 1 veteran, Flock.
It's in a cage. At the very least, I hope you'll agree that we can't afford to waste time right now. We need to be decisive, to make use of our victory.
What is he saying? I want to know what he's saying.
Please see reason and release him at once.
No.
Yeah, you might just be right about that. From a certain viewpoint,
Of human nature. When one's time is over, another must take on the role that they used to play.
Oh, that guy.
Luck, Hanji.
Honestly, Angie was more fun or was more happy when she would just be was more exploding about what the Titans you are about and all that and investigating about Titans. Now she's just more like Levi and she doesn't really like that.
Have you ever been in the cell, Mikasa?
no, I haven't.
Kind of yes, but not for a long time.
Either way, I have no regrets about leaking that intel. The Scout Regiment's goal is victory, and if military law becomes an obstacle to that goal, there's nothing to do but bend the rules, right?
Don't talk like that, Louise. You'll just extend your sentence.
I've hoped I'd get the chance to get closer to you. That's why I... Tell me...
The ways that, scarf that Aaron gave you.
I only have one thing to say to you. Keep your mouth shut, Louise.
Military secrets. I thought to check, and it turns out that your lodgings were just a few dozen kilometers from Eren Yeager's. It also turns out to be around then that we started to see Eren take more unauthorized actions. On the bright side, this means I have an excuse to speak with a beautiful woman.
It's always funny, you know. In serious moments, you say something that you don't think he's gonna say. It's kind of funny. Okay, that was just kind of creeping me out. Come on, was
What's happening to me? I know.
the devils too.
No, I think the horse was working alone. You know, there probably isn't a horse here that would let you ride on it.
I never learned to ride anyway, so it doesn't matter. We won't learn anything if we stay out here in the sticks.
Yeah, but we're better off laying low than roaming around. For now, at least.
What's that supposed to...
Most of the kids who live here at the stables lost our parents 4 years ago.
You haven't acknowledged your guilt yet, have you? You people can cover it up and try to...
Gabby, no.
One way for an Eldian to start down the path towards atonement, and that's to recognize that you are tainted with sin.
Are you saying this because it has...
Anne! From the moment we first met? This is seriously embarrassing! Why didn't you say something about it? Jeez, you're so...
Oh, Gabby's gonna try to kill me. Gabby, don't.
What do you think you're doing?
Take a guess! She just showed her...
She's jealous or something!
It looks like Kaya's actually making friends. I guess she's cheered up some.
Good grief. Well, don't horse around with that pitchfork, it's sharp. Right, sorry.
She didn't tell anybody. If you're thinking she told anybody.
This village used to be my home. 4 years ago, a Titan showed up here. It was on... What have we ever done to them? What did my mom do to make these people hate her?
For thousands of years, your kind brutalized and slaughtered people all over the world!
Thousands of years?
How could you have let yourselves forget this?
They didn't forget it. They just, their minds were kind of wiped.
Other people's cultures! Forced those people to bear their children! And took more innocent lives than you could possibly imagine! So stop playing like you're the victim!
But my mother spent her whole life here on this island. She couldn't have had anything to do with all that.
Listen to me! A century ago, your...
You and your mother just happened to get caught up in it. Your mom was innocent. She didn't deserve that. I'm sorry.
I kind of like that, they're getting a different views.
Thank you for telling me, Ben. I'm glad to know. But, you don't have to apologize for Marley. I mean, you just happened to be born there.
Hey, Kaya. If you were trapped in here with a Titan, how did you manage to escape?
A girl not much older than I am saw what was happening, grabbed an axe from our yard and...
Oh, I remember, yeah.
No way. For real?
Yeah. She put herself between me and the Titan, and held it off so I could escape.
Yeah, I remember the episode. I don't think it was in season 2 or any of that episode, but it was one of those, in between
She
episodes.
helped me. Mr. Browse was invited to go to a restaurant where...
What the brass thought would happen when they stopped giving the public any answers.
In their defense, it's not like we can go public about Zeke and the rumbling right now.
No one can save Eldia except Jaeger! People were devouring Jaeger against them!
Oh, so they're saying release Jaeger.
What is this?
Apparently, there are protests like this outside every local military base.
Those are the new scout recruits. What are those kids doing here at HQ?
They're the one, killing people. But, Jaeger and all that. Or maybe something else that I don't know yet.
Oh?
I apologize for hiding that fact until now. It's proof enough that you were justified in detaining the volunteers.
How very kind of you to own up to it.
Meeting.
So you understood that you were gambling with our trust, but the risk turned out to be well worth it, because it let you manipulate Eren into following Zeke's plan.
What would be the point in manipulating him? I only wanted one thing, for Eren Yeager to know who I was.
Who are you? Who are you? We want to know who is she, like, why did she wants to meet Yeager so much?
We wanted Eren's founding titan to crush Marley into dust. And it worked. Eren stood up for his principles and brutalized Marley just as we had hoped. Actually, coming.
Yeah, you're telling me. We swore to help fight for Eldia's future. We meant every word. Yaji, what's the matter with you?
Yeah, why is she doing that?
Back and met with Eren in secret? Seriously?
Can you give me your word that she didn't tell you?
She never so much as dropped a hint. I promise. I don't exactly know.
We may have approached it backwards, but Yelena has given us a reason to detain the volunteers. Now, I need you to tell me everything you do know about her.
Yeah, I need to know a little bit more about her. Like, why is she so obsessed with, Eren?
People were doubtful.
No, I think Mikasa might have, might be angry about this if she finds out that she's now in a competition.
Zeke, by getting her hands dirty. Any Marleyan who doubted us met with an untimely death. Even when there were friends who ate and slept beside us. We overcame those losses by telling ourselves it was for the sake of the homelands Marley stole from us.
That's funny. Yelena's always argued for Marleyan rights here. She convinced us to let Marleyan prisoners have jobs.
More reason to send us in. I know there's no guarantee that we can get him to tell us the truth, but there isn't any harm in trying, right?
The situation is too delicate right now. This conversation's over.
I wish we could see them, talk to Eren though.
Harm in letting us talk to him. So why would he forbid it?
If I had to venture a guess, it would be that the military has already decided he's a lost cause.
Oh, they ain't listening to anybody.
Excuse us.
If I'm right about that, then they're probably looking at candidates to replace him with.
I'll listen through the door.
Hold on, Mikasa, you can't!
It's fine. They're not gonna catch me.
You don't know that, and we can't afford to take the risk.
We can't afford not to take that risk. We need to find out what the military's planning. No matter what happens, I won't let Eren be...
What is happening? Is that Eren? What just happened? Oh no, the commander.
Armin, you okay?
What just happened? Those guys who went in there must have caused this.
Hey, are you two all right? Hitch, what was that? The Premier's office just exploded. Has anyone seen him?
Oh, he's dead. We're just talking to him. Now he's dead.
Our anger's finally reached them! The time has come for us to fight! I'll fight right beside you! Me too! Fight for our future! Our hearts and souls to the cause! Our hearts and souls to the cause! Our hearts and souls to the cause! Our hearts and souls to the cause!
So they're the ones who caused this.
Premier Zachary had his custom chair brought to his room today. We believe that whoever delivered the chair must have planted a bomb in it. In addition to the Premier himself, the explosion killed 3 soldiers. We don't know.
Speaking of your regiment, I hear that a few of you scouts were arrested and charged with leaking information about Eren to the public. You don't think...
Urgent news! Eren Yeager escaped! He broke out of his underground cell!
A lot of things are happening. Like, why would you do that?
Time to spare!
What's going on right now?
Why did he escape? Why? or he's gonna meet the people who are, he's gonna work with, and he's gonna be in charge of them, that these are the people who are willing to fight beside him. I think that's what is happening.
Proud. Miss everyone. In addition to our comrades here, we have many who are still within the military, such as the soldiers who killed Dallas Zachary with a bomb.
So now that the Premier's been assassinated, the only person who can lead us is you. What kind of strategy do you think we should adopt right now?
Well, it seems to me they've got us beat. So I was thinking we'd surrender.
What? Of course he's joking. He's joking, right?
Even if we did somehow manage to smoke all of them out, imagine how much blood we would have to spill. We don't have the time or the numbers to waste on such folly. It's the decisions we...
Working with Eren even though he killed the Premier?
Hey, nobody knows if he was behind that or not.
Keep your voice down, Mikasa. People suspect us of being Jaegerists as it is.
Why are you showing us,
Care to tell us?
Armin and I were there when the bomb went off. We almost got killed by the blast. That answer your question?
Huh?
Enough. Like Commander Pixis said, this is no time to fight amongst ourselves.
What do you think of his...
This building's so big!
I've never seen anything like it.
Neither have I.
It must be your lucky day.
Y'all ready for some fancy dining?
Yeah!
Yeah, so I like the sound, it's like something is about to happen, something very huge is about to happen, but the episode is about to end, so not so much.
Always rushing off somewhere.
That is episode 11 and 12, and to be honest, the second half of this season is turning out to be sound like season 2, right? Season 2, where it was more political involved, and I feel like that's what they're going for here. Until the last episode is going to be more political. So obviously something might happen in the last 2 episodes, like they always have done that since the beginning of the season, but it's more of like political involved, and it's more like this time it's not like somebody else, it's actually one of our main characters who's actually turning to be different. And also, and I want to know, like, what is Eren and Zeke's plan, because obviously they're working together, the brothers are working together, they must have a plan. And what I've learned about the series is that no matter who you think is the villain or a hero or whatever, their plan is always something that you can actually understand and say, you know what, I understand why they try to do this. It's not something stupid, it's always something like, I understand why they're doing this. The way they go by doing it the right way, probably not, but what they wanted to achieve is understandable. Whether it's right or wrong, it's kind of understandable. So, except for the hating the paradise, the island people, that is different. But the rest is, so far from what I've seen, it's actually something that you can actually like I understand. So I'm hoping that Zeke and the Eren have somewhat of a plan to turn my mind differently, because right now they are kind of being portrayed as the villains. Consider that they're actually doing something that I would never expected Eren to do, the war killing and all that. He's actually killing a lot of people, and I feel like it's like he's like, you know what, no matter what I try to do, people are gonna die. So if the plan that Zeke has had, or whoever is going to have somewhat of a minimum casualties, and at the end a lot of people are going to survive, including my friends, I'm gonna do it. And I feel like that is the driving force. He's acting more emotionless, so that he can save his friends, and that's why he actually is not involving them, because he wants to protect them. We remember that in episode 11, or I think it's episode 11, he did say that I will never give any my power, my power, like my funding power or finding certain power to any of you, because you two are important to me, and I really want to see you live a long life. So I think that's one of the reasons why he doesn't get any of his best friends or involved in this. And I really do wish, if that's the reason why, it's like he's trying to, like, if I'm going to be painted as a bad guy, so be it, but I don't want you guys to be involved in it. I feel like that's the way. But if there's another motive that's not that, then I'll feel like it is a lost cause, although it's serious. Right now they are kind of portraying him as a lost cause, and consider that they're already thinking about finding somebody who would inherit the founding Titan power. they were already looking into options, and when the people find out that what they were doing, especially the scouts, they're like, "Hey, that is not going to happen. We're gonna kill you," especially because what Eren did. They've been on the island and all that. Not the island. I mean, on Mali is something that it was a victory. For some, it was a victory. For people who like to look into more details and the whole government thing where they kind of talk about everything, like what if this and that, and people are gonna do this after this and that and all that. They see this as not so much of a good idea. It's just more of like postponing something that is always going to happen. So they are trying to find other ways to deal with the situation. But Yeager was like, that's going to take time, and I'm running out of time. Therefore, I'm gonna do something differently. That's why he ended up making that Mali distraction and all that. So I feel like he's still thinking that yes, last few years, and the Zeke also has the last few years, so they needed to do something different. And they don't need to sit down and talk things out in all the time. They just wanna execute their plan, whatever their plan is. I don't really know, but I feel like that's what they are thinking. Like their driving force right now is like, we want to save as many people as possible, especially our audience. We want to save them. We don't want them to be pointed out as villains or the devils, what the people are doing. And also we are running out of time. We are really running out of time. I wish we had more time, but soon enough we are gonna die because of this Titan power and all that. So I really do need to act right now. Although that makes me really like a question, like, okay, we've seen Annie that ice ice thing. I forgot the name of that, but if you're in that ice thing, do the years count or not? Like if you're in the years count, like let's say you have 2 years left and you just put yourself in that ice. Do they count? Like after 2 years, do you still die even if you're in that ice, or you live long enough? Then when you come back, then the years will start counting back, from where you left off. Does that how it's going to go? Because and it doesn't seem like I feel like she's the same age as Raina, right? Raina, and I feel like Raina is also running out of time. Like I think this is the last year, or she has like a year left, and I feel like that will be the same thing for Ellie. And I don't know if she's gonna die or not, but we know that they're saving her for the last season, which is the next season, or maybe she could show up in this season where she was going to do something else. I really don't know about that, but we'll find out. And I feel like if they're gonna do it in this season, they're gonna save it for later, where I think Eren and Zeke are gonna rescue again. Then make one of the Titans. They're gonna fight, whether they're gonna fight audience or the Mali. It's gonna be different. Although I feel like obviously they're against each other, Eren and the scouts and all that. I don't know. I don't really think they're gonna fight each other to the death, though. I feel like they do have the same goal. They just don't really have much of the same ways of doing things. Some are saying you're wasting time. Others are saying that's the best way we can do things right now because if you're right, rush into this way, we are going to be doomed anyway. So we have to do this. So I feel like although they are, doing things differently, some are taking very questionable actions. Someone taking things slow, they all have the same cause. They are fighting for the audience. They all want the audience to be not so called the devils of the planet, I guess. And the thing is, Gabi, right? Gabi and Falcon, they're on this island, and I think that was episode 11, right? We kind of saw a little bit about them, and the explanation and all that. What Gabi really believes, it's not really much of like she hates them. She really does hate them. But it's more of like just because you are related to somebody who has done some horrible stuff, you are also a horrible person, therefore you're supposed to die. That's how she believes. Maybe that's how she thinks. To be honest, I don't think that's the right way to think about how you view enemy, especially the way you view people, especially if they come from people or from a past of their centuries and all that, from people who have done some horrific stuff. Do not judge a person based on that. They are different. Even if we have the same blood, we are different at the end of the day. We are our own people. At the end of the day. So I think maybe because she's young, she has been taught to hate that and to hate them. So that's why she's acting this way. I really do want it to see things different by the end of the season, but we will see how things play out. And it seems like people in Mali are also ready to take action, especially the Titans, because of Gabi and Falco, because they were close to them. They're like, if we wait for 6 months, that's exactly what he's expecting. He knows after this we'll wait for a long time to get some reinforcement. Therefore, he will also be preparing for that. Then we'll lose. And the other guy said, if we go now, we already have less equipment. That we also lose. So yeah, it's a feel like we don't really have much a choice. Whether you decide to go later or now, there's a high chance of losing. So it's really interesting to see things in more different ways. And this series so far, I think it does do a good job of balancing things out when it comes to who you support or how you see things, or action and all the storyline and information. And obviously, so far I've seen like 4 episodes where there isn't really any action, but there's more informative. Get more information and all that. Um, I'm still enjoying them, and I really want them to lead to something. Because I really don't understand anything. Like I really do not understand the majority of the things. I understand some, but I don't understand some. And I'm hoping, by the end of the series, by the end of this part 2 series season, I'll be like, oh my god, I understand. And I usually am, I usually am like season 2 kind of made me like that too, when I was like, oh my god, yeah, these whole episodes and all that, they were leading to this. I can't wait for the next season. And I hope I also have the same kind of reaction to the final, or whatever this is leading to, because there are a lot of things happening. If I'm making one of my favorite characters, which is Eren, I mean, he is always one of my favorite. I don't know if I can say it's my favorite, but he was one of my favorite characters, and I'm painting him as a villain. And considering that what he has done so far, or how he is involved in some of the horrific stuff that are happening, it's understandable why they will call anyone will call him a villain. And obviously people are saying we really don't know if he was involved in the bombing or the death of that guy. The commander is not the commander, but he was the leader. We really don't know if he is involved, but it's like Eren, even if he is about that, it's more like, I mean, I was involved, but it's okay. Like you guys, you brought this upon yourself. I feel like that's the reaction. Consider that after this episode, or last episode, episode 11, we did hear that Con was mad. I think last season, last episode 12. Yeah. No, episode 10. We did hear Connie talk about, how Eren ended up laughing about, hearing that such a state. And I know that in that episode, I kind of like asked myself, is he crying or laughing at the same time? Or what is he doing, and yeah, it turns out that he was actually laughing, about it. And maybe that's why it's his way of just dealing with the grief. He no longer crying, but he just laugh it out loud and all that. There's not so much, that's not Eren, and they are saying that he has been defiant since that girl visited him. I really want to know what was what they said to him, and what did he say back to that girl, in return and all that. So I really, really do wish I will get more information about what is really happening. So guys, if you like my reaction, make sure that you do leave a like, subscribe. I will see you in the next episode. Goodbye.